Happy Friday, Yarny friends. You will probably not see this on Friday, but it is still Friday right now when I am making this, only for another 10 minutes or so, but it is May the 2nd and I am back. Have not been here only because I have had not really much anything to show you. Similar to last time, working on a lot of bigger, longer projects. And so I just didn't want to show you a few more inches of the same thing you see, but I have an official finished project to show you guys, and I'm wearing it. Do you see it? Do you guys recognize this guy? This is I don't remember the name of the sweater, but it is a bag-o-day cardigan that I've been working on for a few weeks, and I'll only stand up and show you. I'm gonna roll over. Oh my goodness. Here we are. As you see, my angles are so bad. Here, let me lift up a little bit and see if that, or actually probably come down a little bit. There we go. So this is it. It's like a, whatever length this is, butt length, just below my butt length sweater, cardigan. It is made with the silt stitch. I think I showed you guys where I had done, did I show you guys where, or I talked about it maybe? Let me come back up. Let me come back up. Where I was planning to do the bordering stuff, like the ribbing. So the cuffs and the rib around the whatever and the hem here. In the, what were you called? Mauve color of this yarn, which is Eddie Bauer Cozy Camp. And that's what I did. And I think it sets it off pretty good. I knew I didn't have enough of the pale pink to finish it, but I had 2 balls of the mauve, and I think I used 1. I'm pretty sure I have another one like floating around somewhere, but I couldn't find it. But I've used most of a second of a ball of the mauve to make the ribbing. So like I said, I love this sweater. I think it did a great job. The only thing, and I mentioned this the last time, that stops it from being absolutely perfect is that this sleeve connection here is just a tad bit too tight. I sewed it on just a little bit too tight, and I can feel it. Like you can see it kind of going in, which it does. You can see it going on this side, but it's not like going into my arm, where on this side it's just this a little bit too tight. I wish I had not sewn in the ends to that, and I could have probably took it out and redone it a little bit better, because I can feel it. You know, it's not going to be the point where it's like painful, but it's the point where it's just a tad bit uncomfortable right here. So that stinks, but it's okay. Anyway, yeah, the only other thing too is I think I'm going to put some pockets on, because this is just the kind of thing that I'm like, I've done this, I've only had this on for like 20-30 minutes. I just finished sewing it inside, but I keep doing this, like wanting to stick my hand in a pocket. And I have just enough of that 1 ball of the mauve left to do some pockets to stick on there. Which is good, because it'll be good for like walking the dogs. Like I want to always stick my phone in my pockets and things like that. Or just my hand in the pocket girl in general. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. We'll see though. Because I'm also really glad to be done. And I got some, well, I'll talk about it in a minute, but I got a bit of a time crunch now on something. So we'll see. I mean, I won't really need this until fall. It's already 80 degrees here in Atlanta. But yeah, I like it. I'm happy with it. Came out great. Outside of just this right here, it's gonna drive me crazy. Like, I wanna like, but there's just nothing I can really do. Unless I really like take the time to pick out this seam, which I might honestly do. Just pick out the seam and redo it just a little bit looser. So honestly, I might do that. We'll see. So there's that. And then I'll show you my blanket. I realized I've been doing a lot of work in pink lately. So we're gonna take a break from pink after I'm done with this. I think, we'll see. Maybe I won't, but I just noticed I've been working a lot in pinks. Not that there's anything wrong with pink. Anyway, here is where my Why are you sideways? Here's where my heart blanket is now. I'm not gonna stand up and show you guys how big it is, but it's, well, here, we'll stand up and show you. So, if it is, can you guys see that? So that tells you, if it's barely touching the floor, it's already like about to cover my face. And just to remind you, or to let you guys that, oh, I'm getting all tangled up, haven't seen it yet, it is a heart motif that I'm running through some colors, some various shades of pink with, starting with this peachy color here. And then this one here is called something pink, medium rose. And then this is cosmetic pink. And I'm back to the medium rose, and then I'll be back very soon to the pale peach, I think is what the first color is called. And then the gray is called titanium gray. This is all Big Twist yarn, which I mentioned this last time, but Big Twist apparently is saved. And from what I'm hearing, it's not just that Hirschner's is doing the, and this is what I'm hearing on the YouTubes, like I ain't got no insight or anything, but it's not just that that Hirschner's is taking over the liquidation or like selling off the last of the overstock, but they are actually like working with the mills to take over the line, which is cool. I mean, whichever ones they choose. So this is Big Twist Value, which is a good one. So I'll be happy to still have this around, hopefully. I'm assuming Big Twist Value is gonna be like the main flagship that they keep, because why wouldn't you? But yeah, this is this. This is basically, all this is, I know it looks like super complicated, but all it actually is a chevron that you do some, double crochets, really post stitches. You do some front post double crochets to make this, the little actual hearts, but it's really a chevron. So if you've ever done a chevron, you know it's literally just technically a 1 row repeat. You know, you just go up the slope, and then, you know, do your increase, and then go down the slope, and skip a couple, etc., etc. So that's what you do. So it looks really complicated, but it's super duper easy, and I'm happy with it. I love it. And let's see, this is how far I've gotten. So you see my little marker there. So I think I have 2 more rows of the pink. So pretty much 2 more repeats. It's a 4-row repeat to actually do this. So you have 2 rows of the pink, and then 2 rows of the gray. And that first row of the gray is where you do your post stitch. That's it. That's how you do it. So simple. So I have 2 more of those repeats, I think, before I can switch to the last color block. So I am excited for that. But, well, this is my daytime project. Now that I'm done with this sweater, and so really I was texting my niece. If you guys remember, I was wanting to make my niece a blanket with a graduation motif, because she's graduating high school. And I started it, and I kind of put it away, not because I wasn't going to do it, but because it's a project that it's not a mindless project, and I've been doing a lot of mindless projects. And so I was trying to finish up some of that stuff and then go back to that blanket so I could actually dedicate some time to it, because you have to, you know, look at the graph, you have to manage all your different bobbins of yarn and whatever. But I was texting my niece like 2 days ago, and she's like, "Can you believe I'm graduating high school in 20 days?" And I was like, "No, I cannot believe that." And so that was what, 2 days ago, 2-3 days ago. So now we're down to like 18 days till she graduates. So that's got to be top priority. And it's not, the motif itself is not big. The actual graph, it's only like a 50 by 50. So it's going to come out super small. So I can at least get through the graph, I think. And then it's just going to be a matter of like growing it out to make it bigger, like doing some pattern around. I'm going to probably do like maybe a block stitch around or something. Not block stitch. Yeah, block stitch. Maybe a block stitch around would be good. Or I don't know, I'll find some kind of like thing to like make it grow bigger, because the actual, like, it's just a cap and gown motif that's not going to take up a lot of space. Originally, the original one I found was like 80 squares, like an 80 by 80 graph, That would have come out like a little bit bigger, and I forget why I switched to a different one. But I didn't really think about the size one. I just found another graph, and then after I started working, I was like, oh, this is only 50 by 50. It's gonna come out really small. So we'll see. But I do need to get on that because she will be graduating in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So, and I think she told me I'm invited. Hopefully she saved me a ticket to her graduation. She's not like my blood niece. She's like a friend's daughter, but I've known her since she was 2. And so yeah, so hopefully, who knows, you know, she's still a teenager. She could have said anything. Either way, I'll see her, I'll give her her gift. So yeah, so there's that. So now let me show you my couple other whips, and then I'll be done for tonight. That's all I'm doing today. All right, let me detangle a little bit because they're a little mixed up. These are my knitting. Oh, they're not too bad. All right, so my sock for my husband. You guys remember, this is sock numero 1, and this is sock numero 2. I put this aside for a couple of days just because I've been trying to finish this, and I've been like either that or just not spending my whole evenings like crafting. But I got up to the heel flap earlier this week, and then I just put it aside. So now I got to do the heel turn, and then I'll do the gusset. But one reason that I haven't worked on it is because a day or 2 ago I went ahead and ordered these. This is size 1, 32-inch metal needles, because I remember I showed you guys this. This has got a little nick in it, and it's getting a little bit, you see that? It's getting, first it wasn't that bad, but now it's starting to get a little bit, it doesn't really bother my work, but it's just a little annoying as I knit with it, like running the yard through it, over it. So it doesn't like catch on the work at all, but it's just annoying. So I know my camera is like not directly in front of my desk, so I have to remember to like turn my chair a little bit, because this is how I sit for work. But I look like a crazy person, like talking like this. So then I have to remind myself to sit like this. Okay. And I know that I just got some new size 1 needles from my boss. You can't see it. So the box is there, but they're 24-inch, and these are 32-inch, which I think is a little better for just your needle, your cord management when you're doing magic loop, which is my go-to for anything in the round. 24 might be, I don't think for the socks it's actually that big of a difference, but I didn't want to switch to 24-inch needles and find out that it is a little bit too tight on the cord. So I went ahead and ordered 32-inch. So I'm going to switch to those, and then I'll do my turn. But that's not really the reason I haven't worked on it. I honestly just have not. I've either been working on this ribbing took me the whole week. It's like 3 different sessions pretty much. Like I know I started working on this ribbing like on Monday maybe. Like this part, I think I did this last week. I feel like I showed you guys at least one side maybe, or I talked about it, but obviously this part didn't take too long, and I wasn't really too worried about like making sure they matched up exactly, as long as they, you know, covered my arms. So I don't even know if they have the same number of rounds. I don't know if like this little single crochet part, which has just got me a little extra length, I don't remember if I did the same number of rows, but that's okay. But this here I started here down on one corner. I started like here, maybe this, I don't know. Yeah, this side, I think I started, no, what, I started on this side. I started on this side, and then I came up and around, and then today, this whole day, I did like the bottom hem. So today was the hem, and I just powered through it. I could have probably just broke it up into a couple sessions, but this here took me a couple of different sessions of crocheting. And so yeah, all that to say, that's part of the reason I haven't worked on this. But I'm gonna do my heel turn, probably not tomorrow, maybe not even Sunday. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. Maybe I should do it tonight, at least start it tonight. We'll see, it's midnight. But that's one thing. My other thing, and I've started working on this Saturday, and I just haven't had time to pick it up all week because this is another project that is not brainless. And that is my knit t-shirt. If you guys recall, this is called the Tidepool Tee. I think a few times I called it the driftwood tee. I knew it was something maritime. It's Tidepool. We talked about last time how I was having trouble deciding which color I was gonna stripe it with, if at all. Eventually last weekend I pulled out my yarn Swift and I was like, I'm just gonna make a decision. I just grabbed the blue. This is not the blue and yellow one, the blue lemonade or whatever. This is like the older version, the discontinued blue one. But I grabbed it as soon as I added it on. I loved it, so I'm really glad this is what I picked. I think they work together really well, very prettily. So I worked on this last Saturday. The only problem with this is that because you're doing striping the colors, so you're striping the colors, you're also doing, there's a cable pattern. There's a cable pattern that goes along like your, yeah, it doesn't even show up. Let me see if I can make it show up better. It's just so unwieldy on these things. Can you guys see? There's like a cable pattern. It goes like down the, whatever this is, under your side. What is this called? Whatever this is. It goes all the way down there, so you have to keep track of that. So this is like a 10-row cable. The striping is every 8 rows. And then you increase, I'm increasing every, I wanna say 16 or 18 rows. So there's 3 different things to keep it up with, which is why it can't be a brainless project. If it was just a regular thing, like these markers match, like show where I'm increasing, right? If it was just a regular thing, I could just knit around and around and around and not think about it. But because I'm doing all of that, I can't just knit and not think about it. So I have to I've done two increases. I stopped at the end of a cable pattern, because that's the part that you have to keep up with the most. Like I can always count the rows of the stripes, you know, and then I have markers to show the rows of the increases. But if I stop in the middle of the cable pattern, I'll get lost. So that's why I stopped there, and I haven't picked it back up because I was finishing this and because I had to have my computer in front of me I don't have the cable pattern memorized yet. I have to have my computer or my phone in front of me to watch the pattern and all that. But anyway, regardless, this is it, and I really like it. I think it's gonna be so pretty. I do want to take some time sometime soon and try it on, and I actually bought some try-on cords from Amazon, so I probably will, mainly sleeves, because as you see, my shoulders and my upper arms are big, and they've always been big, for my weight and for my size, for the size of clothes I wear. I've always had, I don't know, broad or muscular shoulders, which is weird because I don't work out. I didn't work out my upper body my whole youth. I ran track, so I have big legs and thighs and stuff, but my upper body, I never really worked out. But somehow my, especially my shoulders and my upper arm, still ended up pretty well defined. And so I tend to, with shirts, they tend to be just a little tight up in here in general. So I do want to make sure that I try this on especially before I close up the armhole here, and just make sure before I get too far. But yeah, I really like it. I think it's looking great. I wish I had time. I won't even have time this weekend to pick it back up, which is so sad because I really want to get further on it. But I'm gonna be just busy this weekend. When can I make time? I'll probably have time we'll see. My husband is gonna want me doing this because these are for him. He knows they're for him. First I didn't tell him because I remember if they were supposed to be a present, but then he was like, make me, then he was like, why don't you make me some socks? And I was like, actually I was making you some socks, but he still hasn't seen them yet. But yeah, so now even a couple times this week he's like, how come you're not working on my socks? And I'm like, because I'm not, because I'm working on my sweater. So I'll probably at least get through the heel turn and through the gusset if I have time on Sunday, tomorrow, Saturday, for for you guys, whenever you see this, who knows. But I will get through the heel turn and gusset, and then this will be mindless. This can move to the mindless pile, and I can move this to the like, let's pay attention to what you're doing pile. Oh, look at these. I also, you are such a mess, honestly. Look at these. Are these not cute? So cute. I got me some little needle stoppers off of Amazon too. I think they're so cute. Yeah, it came in a 10-pack, and they're adorable. Just because I'm always like either just dropping stitches. I'm just like, I play wild and loose. Like I play wild and loose with my my needles and my cords and stuff. And so I'm just like that. But I was like, I need to be better. And so I'm always like either just pulling it long to make sure that they don't come out, or just doing all kind of stuff instead of just actually buying some needle stoppers. So I finally bought some. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna show you guys that. And that is what I'm doing. Oh wait, yeah. I was just thinking, I was like, oh, I can move this to the, I just said I can move this to the like, not to the top, like the not, what's the word? The non-brainless pile, but I can't. Or it's like to the top of the non-brainless list, but I can't because I have to make a graduation blanket. That's right. I forgot that quickly. That thing is, and it's literally right next to my bed in a bag. I see it every day. It like reproaches me daily, like, oh, you don't work on me. And I'm like, I know, little blanket, it's okay. I'm gonna work on you. And I haven't yet, but now it's gotta move back out. So yes, that's what we're gonna do. I will show you that progress in a few days. That one will look different every time I show it, so I'll probably have more reason. It's a bug. I thought it was a mosquito, but it's some other critter. I live in the woods. There's always something getting in my house, so it's not that big a deal. But yeah, I probably will be on more often because the stuff that I'm working on now, you can actually see a difference in. So okay. Anyway, that is it. Thank you all for listening. That was a quick little chat, but I'll be back soon. I'm over here like grabbing my mouse as if I can control my phone with my mouse, because this is my work desk and I'm so used to like controlling everything with my mouse. Anyway, you don't need to hear that. I'll talk to you guys later.